unexpected demand. The shop was crowded with a bunch of customers because it was the Black Friday sale. While Noah was dealing with a customer,
I just bought this yesterday and it ripped instantly when I tried it on. I would like to return it and get my money back.
I'm really sorry, ma'am, but our policy only accepts returns when the item is damaged before the purchase.
Purposely rip it? It just has poor quality, that's why it ripped so fast.
I understand your concern, ma'am, but we don't accept damaged items, especially without the original tag in a receipt.
Look, I don't have time for this. I want my money back.
All I can do is offer an exchange or store credit.
I don't want store credit, I want my money.
he experienced this type of conversation a lot in the clothing store as a cashier. When Noah gets home, his parents are arguing again because of money, while his little brother Eric is crying in the other room. Eric was a 6-year-old boy. Noah went to the room where his brother was and comforted him.
Why do mommy and daddy always fight?
The house was very messy with bottles everywhere and 2 screaming parents.
I work hours for our family, but you earn little money from what you do and yet you spend it on alcohol and gambling instead of our family?
What I do is none of your business.
It's also my business because I'm your wife.
Adeline's eyes started to tear up, while Noah covered his brother's ears. By the time their parents stopped fighting, his little brother fell asleep. Noah tugged him to bed. He's studying because tomorrow is his exam. Noah is a senior high school student and graduating. When he finished studying, he laid down in bed and was staring at the ceiling, overthinking why his dad is like this. His dad, Michael, is an alcoholic. All the money his dad earned as a porter is only little, but he still spends it on alcohol with his friends and gambling, while his family is struggling on what to eat. Then Noah dozed off. The next day, he aced his exam and was very happy. Suddenly, his phone rang. It was an unknown number. He answered it.
Good afternoon, I'm Nurse Romano from Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center. Your mother was brought to the emergency room a while ago. We'd like for you to come in the hospital.
As soon as the call ended, Noah rushed towards the hospital where his mom is. Face full of worry, he arrived in the hospital. He rushed and asked the information desk where his mom was.
Good afternoon. I'm looking for Adeline Grace Mendoza. Can you please tell me where she is?
Yes, Adeline Grace Mendoza is still in the emergency room. May I know your relationship with the patient so I can inform the ER staff?
She is my mother.
Okay, please proceed to the ER reception for further information. Okay.
When Noah arrived, he sat beside her mother with a face full of worry.
What happened, Mom?
I was working when I suddenly lost balance and everything went black.
You should rest sometimes, Mom. Even a little bit. I'm always very worried about you, Mom.
Doing all this for us, for you.
No, Mom, you're not.
After staying in the hospital for hours, he couldn't come home with his mother yet because the doctor said she still needs some monitoring. When he arrived home, he saw his father drinking beer again. The sight of his father drinking made him angry.
Do you have ever the idea to be useful for once?
What? What are you talking about?
You're useless. You only care about yourself only, while your family is eating air and wearing clothes with holes, but all you care about is alcohol and gambling. Not for once your family.
How dare you talk to me like that?
What? Letting you know how awful of a father are you? Mom is in hospital for God's sake, looking tired and stressing, working hours just for us, and you double the problems she faces? What type of husband are you? Be useful for once and change and act like a mature husband and a good influence father.
Noah stormed angrily towards his room, where he found his brother innocently sleeping. He cried in frustration. Michael sat in the living room frozen. He got hurt by what his son had said to him. He never expected it. He sat there for hours wondering why his son had said those things to him. The next day, he didn't attend work. Both of his children went to school, and his wife was still in the hospital. While he was walking around the silent house, he noticed how old and broken their house was, and he barely saw any food. He secretly went to the hospital where his wife was and saw his son no one there, with his wife. He then noticed how pale and weak his wife was. He then realized how awful he was and how heartless and selfish he is, for not noticing and caring what his family had been through. He saw his son carrying in the side of his wife's bed, and that touched him. He then started to tear up as well. Michael left the hospital and went to the church. He hadn't visited the church in years, but now he has.
Lord, I'm very sorry for being selfish and careless, and my family has been struggling. I did nothing but to drink and spend all the money on useless things, instead to spend it for them.
Michael stayed in the church, praying and apologizing for a while. After, he went back home with a promise that he will change himself to be better. Michael promised himself not to overspend his money and to find a good job for him to help his family. Michael starts to work at a restaurant called Fish Days. He works double shift and earns enough money to help with the needs of their family. After 6 months, his boss assigned him to work in the kitchen. Since Michael was a child, he has loved cooking, and now that he has worked in the kitchen, he is very happy and excited. He worked and saved up for 3 years. He saved up enough money to buy his own diner, and went famous because of how delicious his dishes were. His wife and him worked hard together in the diner until they managed to build their own house and a good education for Eric and Noah. Their lives changed over the years of hard work. Noah was happy for what his dad did and how he changed himself. 1 year later, Noah graduated with a bachelor's degree and a doctor of medicine in Cebu Doctors University. Michael attended Noah's graduation day and was very proud of his son.
Congratulations, Noah. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. I'm also proud of you for changing yourself and showing love to our family.
Let's take a picture, guys. Smile!
It is okay to drink alcohol and spend, but you must discipline yourself and that it's not good for everyday life and needs to be controlled. Drink and spend casually and responsibly.